Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I thought I'd make another video on this chair that's, I just made a video about it and how I'm going to share it on my Facebook page for anybody to cut out. It's made for 1/8" plywood. It's a pretty neat little chair. You could have some fun with it, but you could also personalize it. You could change it up quite a bit. And if we go to Object and ungroup it, and then we set our nudge factor on something bigger, you could take the outside, and that's all you need, and you could completely redesign this. Let's say you like that part, and you like that part, but you might want to change up some of the other things or put a young girl's name in there. So I thought I'd show you how to do that. It's like almost any other thing. Let's just take a rectangle. Well, first of all, let's do this. I always draw in the center of the page, so I'm going to go Control G and group it, and I'm going to hit P and put it in the center of the page. And what that has allowed me to do is now I can draw a rectangle, holding down the control button and make it perfectly square, and then I can hit P, and that rectangle's in the center of the page. We could make it quite a bit larger, and it doesn't have to be a square. You know, you could change the shape, but then you could put somebody's name, a young girl's name in there. And we're just going to do one real quick. So we're going to, and this is a really simple way to do, I'm just going to draw a line or draw a rectangle and hit P, put it in the center of the page. And then I'm going to, and you could lower that or whatever you want to do, and actually don't even have to use this part later. But let's just, thinking of an easy name. Let's do Betty. Probably not too many Bettys in the world anymore, but, and then left click, right click. I would maybe pick another font. Let's go to Arial, just to make it easier. And if you get here, you can just delete that and start typing Arial, and they'll come up. And, well, you know what? There's a good font right there that would work on this case. Doesn't really matter. And then we're going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. Now we're going to actually nudge this up. So we wanted about 0.2 inches nudge, and we're going to nudge this name up, and that's almost perfect. Almost perfect. I'm going to make my line, my bridge, a little bit thicker, and you'll see why in just a second. Now I'm going to take the name and go to Object and convert it to a curve. And then I'm going to take the name and the rectangle, but I need to make sure the rectangle is a curve. And then I'm going to shift select that and shift select the name, and I'm going to weld it. And there you have the person's name, but you can see it cut off the bottom of the Y. So how do we correct that? We'll set your nudge factor on like 5 inches, and Control D and make a duplicate of that and move it over. Control D and make a duplicate of that and move it over. Now we're going to take those two objects and Control B or weld it. So now we've got something to work with. Now what we can do is take the Smart Field or the virtual segment delete key and delete all that. We can actually delete that. Now we can take this box away and we just have this. Now change this. Just double click on your pen tool, change it something. I was working on, well, the file I got from her the other day was millimeters, so I'm going to go back to points. And you need to scale it with Object. Well, you really don't, because you're going to not make the chair any bigger. And then we're going to make it black. So then just nudge that over. And now that will engrave and not cut, because the other part, and then it's easier just to take the virtual segment delete key and delete. You can actually delete that line and delete all this line. And now, and you could add some decorative objects to that. You know, grab that one and hit P. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Start moving and hold down the control button. And you could put any of those objects back in or do something, you know, of its own. Do that and hit P. You could probably use a lot of those same objects. When you start moving it, hold down the control button. And there you're going to have something cut out and personalized. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.